A very good morning to the students of class 8, and we are just discussing, having a revision part of the chemistry syllabus because your chemistry's portion is being completed, and that is why I was talking about in the last class about metals and non-metals, because I feel that this metals and non-metal is a very important chapter for your future classes also, because a particular chapter about metallurgy is there in chemistry for your higher classes, at least for those students who are whose intention is to go for the science stream. So as I was talking to you all about the the rocks from which the metals are being extracted, those are where it is profitable to mine from those rocks. Those are known as ores. And what was again, as I told you, that when the useful mineral is mixed with other minerals which are not of much use, then those minerals have to be taken out, and those exist as impurities in the metals. That is why they are known as, those are known as gangue, and we pronounce it as G-A-N-G, gangue, though the spelling for gangue is G-A-N-G-U-E. So U and E is a silent letter. And then there are some metals like silver, platinum, gold. They are not that very reactive. It does not react with the oxygen of the air or with moisture. And then and it is because of this quality that silver, platinum, then gold, since they are not reactive, that is why they are known as noble metals. Please remember, there is a difference between noble metals and noble gas. Noble metals are silver, platinum, gold. Those are noble metals, and since they are not reactive in nature and they occur in free state, that is why actually this ores contains the particles of metals which is mixed with large amount of impurities, and these are known as noble metals because it has a shine of its own, and then also it does not, as I told you, they are found free in nature, but the amount of metal that is being found in from the ores is from the metals is very less. And then there is a difference between, please do not get mixed up with noble metals and noble gas, because noble gas are those gases which are inert in nature. That means they are not reactive at all. Though and the same thing is for even for the noble metals. They are also not reactive, but inert gas, they are completely non-reactive. That is why they are known as inert gas. Noble gases are also known as inert gas, but there is a difference. Like noble gas are helium, argon, krypton, xenon. Those are noble gases. But noble metals are silver, platinum, gold, etc. So, and these ores of these very reactive elements like calcium, then sodium. As you know that sodium is a very highly reactive metal, where if you keep up, sodium is placed under kerosene, so that a layer is being formed and it forms a barrier so that sodium does not come in contact with air. Otherwise, what happens, if you take up sodium and it combines with the oxygen of the air, it burns. That is why it is, that means it is so reactive. That is why it is kept dipped under under kerosene. Then even potassium, they contain chlorides and carbonates of the metals, and this like rock salt. What is the formula for rock salt? It is NaCl. Then what is the formula for dolomite? CaCO3. Rock salt is NaCl, right? Then we have dolomite. What is the formula for dolomite? It is CaCO3, right? And then it is also even magnesium carbonate, that is known as dolomite. So when these chlorides and or the carbonates, they occur as like the ores, they occur as carbonates or as chlorides, right? So there are some other metals also, like iron, copper, aluminum. So they contains mostly the oxides. What are oxides? That means the compounds where it combines with oxygen of the air, because as you know that oxygen is a very reactive reactive element which occur in free in nature, and then it is very reactive and it is a gas. So what happens when any element combines with, like calcium oxide, so that means it is the oxide of calcium. That means when any element combines with oxygen and then it forms a compound that is known as oxides, and when it combines with hydrogen and then that is known as, any element combines with hydrogen to form a compound that is known as hydrides. So this like aluminum, iron, copper, zinc, they mostly contains oxides, that is oxygen, and also what it does, it is also the sulfides. For example, like bauxite, that means bauxite means what, Al2O3, and then iron pyrites, that is FeS. Then hematite is actually iron, Fe2O3. Then copper glance is CuS, and then we also have zinc blende, that is ZnS. So that was the occurrence of metals. Now how do non-metals and metalloids occur? Now when you are talking about hydrogen, it is the most abundant non-metal that is present on the Earth's crust, and this hydrogen is the most in fact it is the most abundant element that is present in the universe, and it is the chief element that makes the sun and the stars. And this hydrogen, they occur in the combined form of with water, like oxygen, H2O. Now water, what is the formula for water? H2O. That means this hydrogen, they combine with oxygen of the air, and then it forms water. Where 11% of the weight of water is hydrogen, and then it also occur as in petroleum, then natural gas, then coal. So like as I was talking about to you all, that how the non-metals and metalloids exist or occur in the Earth's crust. So as I talked about you, that hydrogen, and then as you know that the major composition of the atmosphere of the different composition of air in the atmosphere is nitrogen, which makes up 78% of the which is actually where nitrogen makes up 78% of the total composition. So this occurs in the free state in the atmosphere, and in the combined state it is it exists in the combined state. The constituents of the minerals like chili saltpetre, that is NaNO3, that is sodium nitrate, or niter, that is KNO3, that is potassium nitrate. So when next after nitrogen is the most abundant element that is present on the Earth's crust is oxygen, and this oxygen is a gas, and it is a non-metal, and it is a very reactive element. So it occurs in the free state in the atmosphere, where it constitutes 23% by mass of the atmosphere, and in the combined state it constitutes about 89% by mass of water. And so it is also present in the Earth's crust as oxides, as carbonates, because oxides it means like calcium, like carbonate. So CO3, that means oxygen is present, then calcium oxide, so this is oxides, so that means it exists as oxide, it exists as carbonates, and it also exists as silicates. So next is carbon, and as you know that in the free state, carbon occurs as graphite, then it occurs as diamond, it occurs as coal, and then these are the actually the different allotropic forms of carbon. So that is why when it occurs in the different allotropic form, so what is allotropic form? That means it the chemical properties are means it only differs in their physical properties, but means in their structure. Like diamond is the hardest substance known, whereas non-metals are considered to be poor conductors of electricity, but here graphite is a good conductor of electricity. So in the combined state, it occurs in the atmosphere as carbon dioxide, and this in the Earth's crust it contains as a carbonates of metals. Then because carbonate, as I told you, it contains carbon, CO3, so it as carbonates of metals, then also as fuel, fossil fuels, and this is the central element of all living matter. So we'll have a further discussion, and then we will try to build a better concept with this chapter. Not only with this chapter, with whatever doubts you all have, do clear it out, and then do come up with your doubts in the Zoom class. Till that time, have a good time ahead. Thank you very much.